We're so pleased you are with us today on Take 10. I'm Ron Aaron. We come to you every week with a look at a variety of mental health and other related issues that affect caregiving, caregivers, and care recipients. Dr. Jamie Huysman, co-host, is Chief Compassion Officer at WellMed Medical Management. He also, through his national outreach effort on behalf of the WellMed Charitable Foundation, continues advocating on behalf of caregivers everywhere, an expert on addiction and caregiving. And Tina Smith is the Senior Director of Caregiver Program Operations through the WellMed Charitable Foundation. Tina has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in social gerontology. And Dr. Jamie, Tina raises a really, really good question. I'm a caregiver. I got enough on my plate. Why do I have to worry about self-care?
Well, self-care is the sun to a solar system. Let me just use the metaphors. I'm Jungian trained. So just think of that solar system, right? There's no way those planets around them that is going to get heat and warmth and be able to have a living environment unless that sun is shining. So if you're not that shining sun, then your caree, which is probably the closest to your orbit, the long distance caregivers, things in your life that are going like further from your orbit, all of these things are going to like break away and wilt or go off into space. You have to be the change. You have to be the star. You have to be the energy force to literally, even if you're not doing that for a caregiver, for the people in the life around you. And that is so critical, which means you have to be the corrective emotional experience. And some people just don't think they deserve it. And frankly, that's more of a self-esteem issue and a more therapeutic issue as well.
We usually tell caregivers, taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It really, truly is a necessity. Because if you don't do something to help manage that stress, then your body is going to react, and usually not in a positive way. Usually it's in some form of major health issue, potentially. So it's critical.
So working with the reality, Ron and Tina, when I had to do this in 2006, when I wrote the book, Take Your Oxygen First, with Lisa and Dr. Rosemary Laird, we all said to ourselves, hey, caregivers aren't going to take this book. I mean, what we're telling them is take care of themselves first. And they were right. The codependency, the reality, the facts on the ground say that caregivers, unfortunately, were dying before their loved ones. They were putting their loved ones first. They never really put themselves first. We had to do a little bit of a wink and a nod, and unfortunately, a little manipulation. We told caregivers, look, if you didn't take care of yourself first, guess what? Your caree was not going to feel as safe in their chronic, terminal, and acute illness with you. They already have fear. They already have intrepidation and anxiety. And if you don't take care of yourself first, they're going to probably decompensate worse. They're going to feel unsafe. They're not going to have anybody to speak to. So it's a bit of a codependent thing, but we said, look, take care of yourself because it's the best medicinal approach and best antidote to what your loved one's going through. And then you can fake it until you make it. How's that?
What does take care of yourself look like, Jamie?
Well, mind, body, and spirit, we said, and take your oxygen first. It's a three-legged stool. And we all have to assess those three legs. There are the mind, they're the medical, and they're the social. So what are we doing for our mind psychologically? Well, are we in support groups like, let's say, Caregiver SOS, where Tina and WellMed do a fabulous job? Are they actually connecting with others and it's not isolating? That's social thing. Are they going to their church, synagogue, or ashram and working with people and paying it forward and connecting? Okay, that is so critical. Okay, that's the social connection. Caregivers have a tendency to isolate. When they say, I don't deserve to get well, they almost mean I don't deserve to go anywhere or be anywhere. So socially, they must connect. Psychologically, the best thing to do is find a good therapist who excels in boomer senior care or geriatric care, or even a licensed geriatric care manager, and have somebody who literally can listen, bear witness to your pain, and also guide you in the right direction. And then there's the medical piece. You're taking your loved one every time to appointments, but you're probably forgetting about those appointments for yourself. So if any one of those three legs, Ron or Tina, are not there, if we're not looking at it, guess what a stool does? It just falls.
And for those who, again, feel guilty about taking time for themselves, which I think is probably a pretty natural reaction, Dr. Jamie, what's the justification?
Well, again, guilt is clearly a childhood response. Guilt is somebody else renting space in your mind. As we often say, guilt is hearing the voices of mom and dad or the expectations of childhood. Well, I could have done this and I should have done that. All those are the guilt pieces, and they need a safe place to be able to talk to somebody about. And that is a good trauma certified therapist. It's also, again, coming to our groups at our charity at tarnon.org, because there's no reason anybody should rent space in your mind. To Tina's point, we do deserve it, whether you're a caregiver of a loved one or a caregiver of anything. We deserve to be first. We must be the change we see in others. We cannot tell people what to do. Okay. If we're exhausted, overwhelmed, and angered, how are we going to tell somebody not to become exhausted, overwhelmed, and angered unless we experientially show them that? So
We'll
it
find out
is the
more.
experience. It's not the
Find out
telling.
more in just a moment. If you've just joined us, I'm going to let you know you're listening to Take 10, our podcast available wherever you get your podcast. Just look for Take 10. I'm Ron Aaron, along with Dr. Jamie Huysman and Tina Smith. Jamie, I want to pick up on something. You mentioned your charity, your nonprofit, and you've given two different websites. Is it starnetwork.org or taranon.org?
This both. And the beauty of it, starnetwork.org is a foundation dedicated to support, treatment, and hopefully the prevention of narcissistic abuse and attachment disorders or toxicity. One of the programs, which is key for us and at the Star Network, is Tarnon. Tarnon is Toxic Abusive Relationships Anonymous. It is a free virtual drop-in program, a 12-step program that has 60, 70, 80 people coming together anonymously. You don't have to put your camera on. You don't have to have your right name on. And what we learn is emotional regulating techniques, breath work, prayer. If you want prayer, it's not a religious program. Pilates, yogas. How to calm our emotional system down, how to take stress back in our hands and reduce it, but also to do that with healthy group, because you can't get well in the environment that made you sick. So Tarnon is basically an anonymous program, kind of like AA, except instead of turning our lives over to a power greater than ourselves, we're taking our lives back. And caregivers really, really benefit from Tarnon. So go to tarnon.org. They have steps, they have promises, they're sponsors. It's a peer-to-peer network, and it's free and virtual.
Tina, I know you have mentioned the Caregiver SOS teleconnection program. Do you deal with these kind of self-care issues on that program?
We do talk a lot about them. We have experts that come and share information about mindfulness. We talk about practical hands-on, how to talk about meditation and journaling and just ways that a caregiver can take care of themselves and avoid burnout and help manage that stress. We can't take away the stressful moments. Those are going to happen regardless, but we can help you learn how to manage that stress.
And Dr. Jamie, how much of stress is self-induced?
Much of it is the way we look at things, Ron. You're 100% right. Our brains are programmed at a young age, at a blank slate. And that stress is we call the fight, flight, fear, and fawn response. And if our self-esteem is not feeling good and we're fearful and going back and forth trying to appease others, that stress gets put into our bodies and compartmentalizes. I don't think if anybody really realized it, our lives are not for other people to decide. The likes, the pats on the back. And I think what we do is get caught into that guilt and shame world. If we live the life of authenticity, which is our goal at Tarnon, we're able to say what we need to say to anybody in a compassionate way and not be responsible for them, let them call their therapist, we would be doing a lot better. So we do kind of pile stress on ourselves, and it's really unneeded. And when it's contagious, it kind of becomes metastasized. Meaning it's that person, it hits the loved one and everybody around you.
I was going to ask, how much does it spread?
It spreads fast. It spreads so fast, and it creates what I call the lack of safety around any human, where people will just run away. So it is about us feeling safe with ourselves, parenting our own selves, and then taking care of our loved one. And then that's why we called our book "Take Your Oxygen First."
And where can folks get that book?
Oh, they can get it if they want it on Amazon. All the proceeds go to the foundation that I worked with at Lisa Gibbons Foundation. But at the end of the day, if they get it, practice it. There was 19 seconds of useful consciousness on the ground, God forbid, when a plane goes down. And if you haven't taken it along first before your loved one, both of you will perish. And if there's no better metaphor to caregiving than that. So,
Dr. Jamie, Stop you right there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us today on Take 10. For Dr. Jamie Huysman and Tina Smith, I'm Ron Aaron. We'll talk with you soon on Take 10.